I jumped with both feet and said, no, I'm going to make a go of this. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be brave enough to do it. And that was the best decision I have ever made. If I was going to take my own writing seriously, it had to be marketable. It had to be the same caliber as all the other books that are on a shelf. If you, as a writer, don't give your reader a solid, good reading experience, they won't trust you. If anybody were on the fence about editing, they should just absolutely consider it's a cost of doing business as a writer. If you don't have your readers' trust, you don't have an audience to write for. And I think that having somebody else hold a mirror up for you helps you to find your actual path, your writing path. And I think that editing is valuable in that regard. It isn't just about the phrases that you repeat far too many times, or how many times your character nods their head, or or anything like that. It's also an editor helps show you how you actually view the world. I was actually worried that my voice would be edited out. I thought that it would just get lost in the editing process. And I actually didn't know how I would advocate for it. I didn't think I had the words to actually say, but that doesn't sound like me. That was my biggest worry. The first thing that was confirmed for me was that a good editor maintains an author's voice. That was key. And I probably wouldn't have gone forward with other books with you if my voice hadn't been maintained. My favorite thing is in the whole editing process is when we get to have that developmental editing chat. Because all of a sudden, my novel doesn't just have one person standing behind it. It has two. Joining with another person who is just as invested in the story. And you all of a sudden have all these ideas ignited, and it's like somebody has lit a fire under you because now you're excited about your book again. Every novel is a new experience. It's an opportunity to learn something new if you're open to it. Every time you go through editing, you build your skill set and you become a stronger writer. And that is an education like none other. I couldn't have learned that getting a degree. I would have learned different things and different skills for sure, without a doubt. But I couldn't have learned how it actually applied to me unless I had you to work with. A great editor works tirelessly and continuously, remaining in the story's corner. The editor will come and fight for the story, even if it means challenging the author, in order to have the story told the way it's supposed to have been told. And I think that is the difference between a good editor and a great editor. You always had the story's best interest at heart, and that is the most important thing. I'm not in a relationship with you just to make sure that I've spelt things correctly and, that it's pretty. It really does come down to what is the purpose of the story, and if we haven't hit it, what can we do to make it clear? It's like any career. You don't just, stumble upon it and become well known as an expert in your field unless you put in the time and the effort and take it seriously and treat it like a business. If you're on the fence about editing, just consider it a business expense and get it done. I can tell you that my books would not be the shape that they're in if Victoria hadn't edited them.